Hi, my name is Rebecca Hawthorne and I'm the owner of Four Corners Collective. We recommend getting specific with your goals and getting specific with your key performance indicators as well. For example, if your goal is to increase your following, maybe you want to make your key performance indicator growing by 2,000 followers a month, or increasing your engagement by a certain percentage per month. This way you have something to measure and you really understand if you're getting the return on investment that you want for being on social media. So our second tip is to define your target market and decide which social media platform you should be on. So for example, we really recommend getting clear on who the customer is you're trying to attract. For example, what is their age? What's their gender? What's their location? What are their interests? Once you become clear on these things, you can determine which social media platform is most effective for you to be on. There's a lot of social media platforms you could be on, and it's almost impossible to be on all of them effectively. For example, if you're trying to attract a younger audience, it may be more beneficial for you to be on Instagram and TikTok, as these social media platforms generally attract a younger audience. So once you become clear on your target audience, you can become clear on which social media platforms you should be on. Our third tip is to create authentic social media content that showcases your brand's personality. You want to humanize your brand, essentially. So if you have a team behind you that does, a majority of the business, you want to showcase that team. So you want to showcase who works with you and the personality that comes along with that. So statistics also suggest that people are way more likely to buy from a brand if they follow you on social media and if they feel like they can get to know you through those social media platforms. So if you are a really fun and youthful brand, try posting content that has a little bit more humor in it, because it's going to make businesses more likely to be engaged with by the consumer. They'll probably share your content a little bit more and they'll keep coming back for more as well. You have to be really careful with what you put out on social media because you can't take that back, right? So you have to make sure whatever you're putting out is really appropriate, especially if you're a business. So there's a way to put out content that maybe has some humor in it that's still professional. So what I recommend if you don't have like a professional social media management doing your content for you, is just showing the content to a few different people and just gauging their reactions, because people interpret things really differently. So perhaps have a couple people look at it and just make sure that they're interpreting it the way that you want them to, just to avoid any issues and any negative feedback, because that absolutely does happen. Maybe you think something's funny, but maybe your audience doesn't necessarily think it's as funny. So our fourth tip is to leverage new functions. What we mean by this is to leverage the functions that are available to you on these social media platforms. As we know, Instagram and Facebook come out with new features all the time, and it can feel really, really hard to stay on top of them. But if possible, we recommend trying to use them. A great example of this is Reels on Instagram. So Reels came out as Instagram's response to the very popular platform called TikTok. Reels are just short and engaging videos that you can use to push out some really fun content to your audience. And the great thing about Reels is that they actually get pushed out beyond your immediate audience. And this allows you to reach people you wouldn't normally reach. They're really easy to make, and I highly recommend using them. Another feature that you might want to think about using if you're a retail-based business is the shop feature on Instagram and Facebook. COVID changed the way that people are shopping, and statistics show us that they're shopping online a lot more. So if you're a retail-based business, using these features is super important. People want to see if you have products that you can purchase on Facebook and Instagram, and they want to purchase them directly on those platforms. So try it. And our fifth tip is to invest in paid ads. It's becoming increasingly difficult to get your content seen by the right people just organically. So what we recommend is setting a small monthly budget and investing in paid advertisements. This could be on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and you can run, say, one paid ad a month to reach the specific target audience that you're trying to reach. Again, it does not have to be expensive, contrary to what people think. It's a very cost-effective way to advertise, and we really recommend trying it and trying different types of posts to see what works best for your brand. Once you have an idea of what works best, you can slowly increase that budget if you want to. So our sixth tip is to be responsive. This seems really obvious, but we're really passionate about it and we want to talk about it. What we mean by be responsive is respond to all comments, questions, and direct messages from people who follow you. What I try to relate this to is if you walked into a brick and mortar business, walked up to the receptionist, asked them a question, and they didn't answer you, you'd probably walk out, and you might have a bad taste in your mouth about that business. It's the exact same thing for social media. So if someone is constantly showing you love on your feed and you don't respond to them, they might stop showing you love because they don't feel like that love is being reciprocated. It's the same thing for questions about the services and products that you have, or direct messages about the products and services that you have. If they're asking questions, that means they're interested. And if you don't respond, they may be more likely to move on and seek business elsewhere.